sky around a bright light.
They secretly exhumed bones of 8 young men who were never identified.
Just forgotten people that were murdered by one of the most evil persons ever to walk the earth.
Tony, you ever fuck a 15-year-old?
Oh my god. When I was 15, yeah. I mean, if she's 15, I'm 15, right? That's the rule.
That's the rule.
That's the rule.
Disgusting.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Y'all hear that?
What's that?
It's time for another spooky bucket.
Oh, so this is how you're gonna get away with not doing the thunderclaps, huh?
Nah.
You lazy bitch.
Should I have them on command? I can have just the thunderclaps ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you this. It was well timed. And I love that. I wasn't ready for it. I was like, oh, this guy.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't know that a thunderclap was actually going to happen at that point, but I'm really glad that it did.
Yeah. No. I'm scared. I'm shaking.
You should be. Everyone should be. Welcome to another episode of the Spooky Bucket. This is episode number 2 of it. And
I'm sleepy. I'm really tired.
So your eyes are better than mine.
and Tony's high as hell. But sticking with the Halloween theme, we're doing a bare bones episode.
Bare
this week.
bones.
Yeah, we have a bunch of bare bones in the room. No, there's only 3 people at the table this week. So my name's Omar, and joining me at the table is the future zombie king of Ghana, Tony.
There's no fucking table here.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. We don't have a table.
I mean, if you believe, there can be.
Yeah, you kind of just broke the whole idea down of this podcast.
You said bare bones.
That's true. Jam's like sitting on the floor, which she's also here, and her scrongle is attached to a sort of. How does it go? What's that? What's that phrase?
The horngus of a dongfish is attached by a scrungle to a sort of dill sack.
Are these real words? Wait, these are real words?
Yeah, there's a dongfish, and it's what is it? It's scrongle.
The fuck? Oh my!
The horngus of a dongfish is attached by a scrungle to a kind of dill sack. In parentheses, the newt sack.
The newt sack.
What the fuck? Oh.
Nuttessac.
It was fun. We went to a concert this Friday, and it was the 10-year anniversary of the Tiger's Jaw self-titled album, and so it's just like a super punk album, and there was like mosh pits and everything going on the entire time.
Lovely. And
in the middle of like one of their most popular songs, everyone's like jumping in the air, like moshing, and then I just lean over to Jam, who's right in front of me. And then I just repeat that sentence to her.
And I turn back and I look at him and I'm like, but it was so funny.
I can imagine this just out of nowhere. Mosh, mosh, mosh. I can't even say these words.
Horngus, he literally just whispered in my ear, the horngus of a dongfish is attached to a scrungle.
Just in the middle of wild, like people just dripping sweat. There was someone's dad there in like a sweater vest.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm just saying this to her while we're there. But yeah, we since it is Halloween, Tony wasn't here for our last spooky episode. He found some good stories, so Jam, take that out of your mouth.
Ooh. Spitters are quitters, don't forget.
Oh, I know.
If you can hear, she's just kissing the microphone. Jam, take that out of your mouth. God, this is why we can't just give Jam microphones by herself, because she will just shove them into her mouth.
I'm on that dumb bitch juice.
Oh yeah, she's got her dumb bitch juice, which is just what?
Crystal Light.
The fruit punch. It's not even anything that is.
I'm about to say, I was expecting vodka.
No.
Does
I'm a good woman. Dumb bitch juice.
All right.
I miss Carl, by the way.
Yeah, we had Carl on in the last episode. But should we jump into some scary stories
Let's
we missed?
jump into it.
Should we? I mean, I guess we'll talk about other shit that's happened. Alan's gonna come back soon, and he's got some good insane clown posse stories. So we'll get to those when we can. But let's get back into the spirit of Halloween with another spooky episode. Tony, do you want to start us off? You have 2 stories. Do you want to read one of them?
Say, you have 2 options.
I don't have a spooky story, by the way.
Okay.
No? I
right.
just have it.
So-
We'll close with yours then.
So here, I actually have an option. So unconnect your mic. And that's it. No spooky, no nothing.
Yeah.
No, yeah. We need something. We need something light. Because, well, there's 2 options. There's one about dead babies in attics.
Okay.
And then there's one about dead children in cemeteries.
All right. So let's give it to the audience. Audience, what do you guys want to hear? Like this isn't going to be uploaded a week later.
All my fans right now.
All my stuffed animals behind you.
Like we don't record this live.
Pikachu looks like he wants dead children.
I mean, those eyes look like,
He said, pee, pika, pee.
which just translates to dead children.
Dead children. All right, so we'll do the dead children one.
Let's do it.
Because, so, I don't know if you know this, but when there was like a huge plague in Europe and malaria was spreading, a bunch of people were thinking,
Malaria in Europe?
yeah, huge malaria spread. Like it was just huge.
Huh. Okay.
This is when before anyone knew, we could cure shit.
Yeah, this
This is before
is
science.
before science times.
But, so yeah, and so people obviously thought, oh, these guys are dying. We don't know what it is. And sometimes they call them vampires because they just spat out blood, I think.
I like it.
And so,
I went to the Ripley's Museum not that long ago, and they had vampire hunting kits that people would sell before.
ooh,
So it was like Bible, holy water, and like steaks.
yep,
Yeah.
that was, you can
Like
think
a
more.
ribeye steak?
Yeah, you can't hunt vampires on an empty stomach. That's the worst dad joke that's been on this show.
Well, anyways, those dad jokes.
I got them for weeks.
So a group from the University of Arizona and Stanford and like some school in Italy were looking at this graveyard because this is the gravekeeper was like, digging up a grave, and then I know where there shouldn't be a dead kid right here. And what was more interesting about it was the fact that they had stones attached to their mouth. So it was
Inside their mouth?
Inside their mouths. They were weighed down so that the disease wouldn't spread out at all.
Huh.
So these kids, so there was I think they uncovered 11 bodies, and these kids all had
Ay, tengo un escalofrío.
and they had rocks attached to the bottom of their feet and rocks in their jaws.
What was this, a mob hit?
Yeah,
looks
they're-
like it.
Pinches.
like these, because I imagine them being like newsies back then. Was there like a newsies mob?
They're-
One kid had just like a stack of newspaper tucked under his arm.
One had like a shoe shine rag in the other.
yeah, no, these kids had no jobs.
No, just rocks in their
Yeah.
mouths.
Just rocks in their mouths. No. Yeah, it was. So apparently they just did that just because they still haven't even uncovered the whole grave. There's just one section.
Oh, so this is a recent discovery?
Yeah, this
I'd
is a
imagine
recent-
that
Oh.
maybe they didn't bury them.
Yeah, it was the
as
13th
far-
of October.
Oh, wow. So that just happened.
Yeah.
Damn. So there's no other news other than we found kids with rocks in their mouth.
Yep. That's
I
about
imagine
it.
maybe they didn't bury them that far down as they should have, so that's why they put the rocks so that their bodies don't like float up with like the rain. Maybe
Does that happen though? Like if you bury something not that
in a shallow grave, like it'll come back up.
Well,
really?
mm-hmm.
Because I thought it was just like you bury things deeper for like so it doesn't get eaten by an animal.
No, it's literally so it doesn't come up.
It doesn't come
What?
up. Yeah, they didn't want the bodies to come back up because of the disease.
Would the rocks really keep
Hold
them
A
down?
little
Yeah.
kid, yeah, I'd imagine so.
11-year-old, yeah. They don't weigh much.
Especially back then, they were real skinny. Those 3 rocks were 4 of those kids. I don't know how that math adds up, but it does.
It does.
Well, don't the British like weigh in stone?
They do.
Oh shit!
I don't even know what the translation for that is, but
Either.
Pound.
is that what it is?
No,
oh yeah, I have no
no.
idea. They didn't teach you this in math school?
No, they didn't teach me. I mean, no one really gives a shit about the British.
Not even the
T-
British. That's why everyone keeps emancipating from them.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. John Oliver came over here. What up?
Yeah, exactly. We got your best one. Louis Theroux, he's never in Britain.
You know who I don't like? Ed Sheeran. I don't know where that motherfucker's from, but I can't.
I think he's
stand
from Ireland.
I saw him live. He's cute.
He's cute live.
He's cute
him.
live.
He was allegedly riding on a scooter through, I think it was like East State Street in Rockford, across from Target.
Yeah, you know
Actually,
what?
I don't
You
know
told
if
me
it's
about
East State
that.
Street, but
I feel like there's just no gingers in Rockford, so they're like, yeah,
that
that's
is
Ed Sheeran.
not. Hold on, that's not true. I can pull up receipts.
Ooh.
Really?
They're
Fact checker.
good and plenty. But he was like just scooting around.
Rockford's not the place you want to scoot around.
Where he was is
Oh, it's the nice part of Rockford.
yeah. There's the nicer houses back there.
There's one nice house. There's one white fence, and that's it in the whole town.
Hey, let me show you around.
Let's go to Love's Park.
Yeah, you can go by yourself.
See, I know Rockford.
That's not Rockford.
Yeah, I know Cherry Valley Mall. What's up,
God.
The only place to pop a cherry.
Cherry Valley Mall?
You don't want to do it there.
No.
Trust me.
No, why not?
I've never been to Rockford.
You would do very well there.
Oh, thank you.
You'd do very well there.
Jam, do I need to get you a stand so you can talk into the microphone?
I
Just like
feel
waving
like
it
I'm
around.
being loud.
No, that's how you need to be.
Okay.
Not waving the microphone around, using it like a pointer.
Okay. Fine.
Thank you.
There you go.
Making my job way harder than it needs to be.
Good. You got it.
Oh my god. I'm just gonna edit thunderclaps whenever I don't hear you. All right, should we jump into a different story? It's gonna be interesting to see why. Is that the official reasoning, or do they think that something else might come up?
So, I mean, that's all they have so far because, I mean, like I said, 11 kids with the same burial methods, just rocks weighing them down.
Well, and no casket, right? It was just
No casket.
just dirt.
Just dirt, just kids in the ground, but no names to them, no nothing, no. That's why, because they were just like,
That's
this
random.
This kid's not supposed to be here.
Wasn't it there again in England that they were supposed to dig up like a parking garage for like a university or a mall or something, and then they found what they think is like a king?
I think I
I
heard
have
that.
no idea.
Yeah,
I heard something about that.
because I feel like Europe isn't that big, and it's got a pretty big history with like wars and stuff. So I'm sure
Europe isn't that big.
They keep finding.
it's not. It's like the size of New England.
I know they keep finding World War II bombs like all over the place.
Yeah, I
like,
believe that.
That's why I don't fuck with white people. Any kind.
Why?
Stay away from me. I don't know. I don't like them.
All right.
I surround myself with what I'm familiar with. Bunch of dirty Hispanics. I was gonna say another racial slur, but I didn't want to.
There was some
Is that too
hesitation
far?
in there.
I'm sure
Yeah.
people could pick that up.
One of them.
Do you guys want
What's
to
your
hear?
story?
Do you guys want to hear about some
Transition.
some other type of well, you got a baby story, so here I got a different baby story.
Ooh.
So this is one of my favorite urban legends from Chicago. This is hold on. I gotta hook this up for this title. All right, ready? This is the story of the devil baby of Hull House.
Whom's house?
Hull's house?
Bro, I've been in there. It's fucking
Hull's
creepy.
house. Yeah, there's that thunder. All right. I'm done with the thunder.
I've been in the whole house.
Have you been?
Yeah, it's.
I don't even know where this is. I don't know who
It's
it
on
is.
Halstead.
Yeah, it's in
Oh,
Chicago.
great.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
on
great.
UIC, where I went to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why'd you go in there? What? I don't even know what it is anymore.
I mean, like, Whole House was this place where back in the 1920s when Chicago was being built and the stock market had crashed, there was a bunch of poor people living in that area of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Whole House was made to hold in, just like anyone who wanted to.
The Uggos.
Yeah, basically the poor kids, anyone who wanted to learn English, it was
Okay.
it was there for the community, but then Chicago started building as a city, and so
Was this before or after H.H. Holmes and the?
this is
the
after
Kill
H.H. Holmes.
Mansions.
Oh my god, I would love to learn more about that.
I know that's just a parking lot now.
Yeah,
Isn't
really?
that sad? It's just an empty
What?
It's a shitty little parking lot. It doesn't exist anymore
God bless.
because he got so many builders to. If you guys don't know the story of H.H. Holmes, look him up. He's like America's first serial killer, and some people think that he's Jack the Ripper. But he wanted to create a mansion. It's a hotel, but like a mansion specifically to kill people. So he got a bunch of different builders to build different sections, so no one other than him knew exactly the layout of the hotel, and he would just keep firing people. And he had rooms that he would pump gas into, or other ones that had like trap doors where they would fall, break their necks. Crazy stuff. H.H. Holmes, look him up. But it was during the World's Fair, which is what, 1900. So Hull House
1800.
1800.
1800.
Shit. So the Hull House came out a while after that. Okay, like 100 years after that.
Yeah.
All right. And so then it was just
The way you guys are like looking at each other is kind of hot. You guys should like kiss right
that's scarier than anything we're going to talk about. So this
I'm waiting. By the way.
now.
I was excited. I was allowed. That's all I got. That's all I heard. Was
That's all you needed. You just needed her
just needed
consent,
her.
not mine.
I'm chivalrous with myself. Anyway.
So the place was just meant for that kind of thing.
Yeah. So but they eventually got closed down. But the house stayed there just because. I mean, it was a big thing in Chicago, and so I had to go in there because of some archaeology thing. I was taking an archaeology course.
Oh, okay.
Just some bullshit course.
So, hey, go see the spooky house on Halstead.
I wanted to see what it would feel like to learn about Indiana Jones. Turns out it wasn't anything like it, and I was really disappointed.
Damn, I've
But
heard
I went in there.
it's nothing like Jackie Chan Adventures either.
Nothing like Jackie Chan.
Damn.
But I went into the whole house, and I got this eerie vibe, this cold
Really?
vibe throughout the whole place. Downstairs, upstairs, did not like that.
Were you there by yourself, or it was like a tour or something?
I was there by myself, but there was a tour happening, and I just kind of like, I just kind of I scooted in. I wasn't supposed to be there, but I was like,
walk.
so I just kind of was like, yeah, I'm with the group, and I was just learning about what she did. That's why I know all this, and
I'm glad you know this information. That was stuff I didn't know. I just thought it was.
I think she was a lesbian, the owner.
Oh, wasn't it like Jane Addams or
Yes,
something?
Jane.
Not the monkey woman.
Yeah,
A different one.
Isn't that Jane Goodall?
Oh, who's Jane Addams then?
I don't fucking know.
I'm thinking of someone else.
thought
Is
it was-
That's
that
my
the
monkey
second
bitch.
president's wife or something that I'm thinking of? Was she also Jane Addams? Who knows?
You were good at knowing all the presidents in elementary school. I remember that.
I had flashcards. I memorized all of them.
Yeah, he did. I remember this.
Yeah.
I feel like I vaguely remember you telling me this and thinking that was lame.
I was very
and
jealous.
Still thinking that.
I can't name any anymore.
I was very jealous at the moment because I had one wrong. I forgot which one.
It was someone stupid like Woodrow Wilson or
Yeah,
or one of those who died in like a month.
who is that loser?
I don't even remember. But no, I would memorize them. I've been pretty good about memorizing. I've been learning Japanese and not writing anything down. So but I feel like my brain is all jumbled. So
Domo.
yeah. Watashi wa.
Now he barely knows English.
I can tell you that I can tell you when I'm going to work. I can tell you if I'm going to a restaurant or a mall. I can order at a
He
restaurant.
can ask you if you have siblings.
Nani?
Naniga osusume desu ka? What do you recommend?
Oh,
All right.
Damn, bro. You're making me hot.
You just gotta point at him and say inu inu inu.
Dog. You gotta give him that. Oh, watashi wa nihongo ga hanasemasu ka?
Stop it.
It's
Oh my God.
I don't speak Japanese. That's how you say it.
Really?
Yeah, watashi wa nihongo ga hanasemasen.
Fuck. God, I'd rather just say it in English.
Just go English?
You just gotta go with your finger. No 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 no.
All right. But anyway, back to this.
Back to babies.
So this took place at a Hull House. Did you know any of the history of it, or were you just walked in and you're like, this place is creepy?
I just walked in, and then all her stuff was still there, but the place where I felt the weirdest was her room on some for real shit. Just because I was there by herself, and then it was like a huge portrait of her, and I just didn't like it. I was like, nope.
Wait, so who is this bitch? I don't know who she is.
She's just the woman who started this.
Yeah, she started this whole operation of like
Oh.
taking in the poor and teaching them, because I think she was an immigrant as well. I don't know from where, but
All right.
So that's the background of the
That bitch.
Hull House.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, and the house. The legend of Hull House is commonly known to the people of Chicago. Hull House is a settlement house back in the 1900s to immigrants who we were just talking about. A woman gave birth to a child whose father was the devil. The mother.
I can't make thunder noises.
The mother, disgusted by the child, abandoned the baby at Hull House. The owner, Jane Addams, hid the baby in the attic and raised the child.
Whoa.
I could see her doing that.
Was there an attic in there? Can you?
We weren't shown an attic. An attic.
Because the devil baby was still in it.
Remember at my old house, I used to say that I had a brother and I'd feed him saltines and fish heads.
That's just a Simpsons episode with fish heads instead of saltines. That's my favorite Treehouse of Horror.
But actually, like, do you remember me saying that about my first house where all the spooky stuff happened?
Yeah, I remember you saying that, and I remember
Like,
me
Vita,
thinking,
here's my brother. I don't have a brother. I just got a sister.
No.
and I also just feed her saltines.
Sometimes I look at Omar as a brother.
The owner, Jane Addams, hid the baby in the attic and raised the child. The child died at a young age. Now, if you look into the second
I always
floor
wanted
window,
an older brother to be a little rough with me.
can you not? I'm trying to be spooky.
Oh, sorry.
I wasn't ready.
Oh my god! All right, so the child died at a young age. Now, if you look into the second floor window of the whole house, you'll see the face of the devil looking back at you.
But it's the kid. His nose is like pressed up. Against the glass.
I've never seen it, but some of my friends, when they're walking from the gym,
Which is by it?
yeah, they literally they're just like, sometimes I always see someone like on the second floor, and they're just like, "Man, you're tripping. What are you smoking? And why aren't you sharing?" You know, that's the only thing I'm asking. But I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
This is
I remember
eerie.
when I was a kid and I thought my house was haunted. There's like one thing that happened where I'm just like, I don't know how to explain this. And it was, we were all watching TV in my room, and then I looked at the reflection, because you know when like there's parts of the screen that's black, you can see the reflection of stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pointing towards the door, so you can see anything, not the door, but like where that area is. Mm-hmm. So you can see like the entrance of the room. And I saw in the back, it looked legitimately like a person was standing there. Ugh. And I turned around and nothing was there, and I turned back and I still saw something, and I just kept doing that back and I didn't want to freak anyone out, because I'm like, they're all going to like freak out and run away or something.
Really ugly. I don't like
and then
that.
I'm like, what the fuck do I do? So then I looked back and nothing changed. No one walked in or out or anything like that. But the figure was just gone. I'm like, I don't know how to explain that. So I can imagine something like looking at a window and seeing something. That'd be pretty freaky.
Yeah.
I remember in elementary school, there was the hallway that you took to go to the bathroom. It was a straight dead end hallway, and then the other end of the thing was the doors to exit the building. And there was lockers on both sides, and then there was the girls' bathroom, and it had like a brick wall that came out from the door like an extra 2 or 3 feet. And I remember it being during like class time, and I saw just this white arm, like a white woman's arm, on the floor, and being like, and I just looked around and saying,
"You said Miss Guzzi?" Yeah,
I was literally like, "Did someone pass out into the bathroom?" So I kind of like shuffled a little closer, a little faster, and then it was gone. Because it literally looked like it just got sucked right back into the bathroom, like behind that wall. And so I like look around in the bathroom to see if there's like some girl memeing on me or something. There was no one in there. But I remember distinctively being like, someone literally fell and is passed out.
Yeah.
And I have to go help them in my little 4th grade body. And I don't know what to do.
Did it look like a child, or did it look like
no,
an
it
old
looked
person?
like a woman's hand.
Oh, yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a teacher who like passed out or something, or a teacher's assistant, because they would like linger around. But
you think it was like a ghost thing, or like an actual person who passed out?
Because that school, it was built in like the 1800s.
Yeah, so mine was, the Clearview's super old too.
Clearview's super
old. And I remember there being like, I don't remember why I was down there, but there was this like tunnel that goes under that school, and we had to go under there maybe for like a tornado drill or something. But it was like we had to go down into the basement, into the janitor's closet, and then go down another flight of stairs, and there was just this long, dark brick tunnel. So I don't know what that building could have been used for beforehand, but it was definitely very spooky.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew this, Tony, but at Washington, they built this, I think, during like the Cold War era. That there's a tunnel that goes from Washington School to Abbott, which is like 2 blocks away. So
Maybe
there's
more than that.
so there's a tunnel underground that connects the two, and I think they built it as like a bomb shelter, so both schools can like go into if something was if Russia attacked. So
I didn't know that.
The church that's by my old house on Genesee was a bomb shelter too.
Yeah. But my sister who went to Washington, she like stumbled into it and didn't know what it was, and then I'm like, yeah, that's that thing, and she's like, oh, that I didn't know that's a thing. I'm like, I didn't know where it was or how to get there, but she like found it by accident. So it's real and it's there.
Damn.
So I feel like every old school's got like weird secrets. Just like Washington School, some kid drowned in a pool and then they just like
Filled it
with cement, and now it's the shooting range.
Damn.
Yeah. So I'm sure I feel like a lot of schools have some spooky stuff, especially the old ones.
I'm gonna look up that school, Swan Hillman Elementary School, for anyone who's wondering, in Rockford, Illinois.
That's for you, Carl.
She didn't go there.
Well, she's our Rockford listener, kind of.
Man.
All right, so back to the Jane Goodall house. Not good. Jane Addams. It's not a monkey house. So in 1889, so around 80 years after H.H. Holmes, Jane Addams built the whole house as a shelter for hapless women and children of Chicago's worst neighborhoods.
Hapless?
That's what it says here. A rumor spread through the Italian immigrant population that a devout Catholic woman hung a picture of the Virgin Mary on her wall, and her atheist husband tore it down, proclaiming he'd rather have the devil himself in residence.
I love that.
I mean, the funny thing is, like,
Satanists are nice people.
Satanists are really nice people. And if he was an atheist, he wouldn't even believe in the devil.
Yeah. It's a paradox.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly. But man, honestly, the devil's like super metal. So it's kind of, I mean, if you're an atheist, you're like, the devil's kind of cool.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So soon after that, the woman became pregnant and gave birth to a hideously deformed child. Some say with scales, horns, and cloven hooves. To spare it from community torment, she left the creature at Hull House. This is where the story kind of changes, and people have different opinions on it of whether it like died or it became a ghost. There's a story that states that Addams herself planned to baptize the baby. After the priest refused, when she turned her back to it while like she was prepping the stuff, it vanished and was never seen again. Mm-hmm. So there's just a bunch of stories of like stuff.
Because I could leave the part of her taking care of it. That's for sure. Because I mean, she's willing to take care of a bunch of like poor kids anywhere.
Right off the street.
Yeah.
So the devil, just something else to take care of.
Yeah, just fuck it.
Where was this like a religious place?
No.
Do you know?
No, not even religious. No, just literally just this woman from Europe came over here. And she decided to fund this whole house, I think, because she didn't legally go to school, but she was in a school, kind of like in that situation where she learned to read and write and everything.
Okay.
And so she decided to buy this house and then teach anyone how to read and write so that they can get better, jobs or whatever at the time. But no, not religious.
Okay, because I was gonna say maybe it was like, because I know. In like New York during older time periods, people hated like the Irish Catholics.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe someone like the Protestants or something. They're like, that Catholic house or something. But
I've watched Gangs of New York.
Yeah. So I thought maybe that was the basis of the story, but I guess not. So if any of this sounds familiar, the Hull House legend is actually what inspired the film Rosemary's Baby. So there's a lot of comparisons to it because that's where they're drawing all their information from. It's like the stories of the Hull House and the Devil Baby.
Cool happens in the Midwest.
So stories of the Devil Baby persisted for years. People would come to the Hull House demanding to see the child. Jane Addams devoted 40 pages of her autobiography to debunking the story. In that report that she put out, she said like The devil baby doesn't exist. Stop asking me questions.
Imagine how pissed you did.
But that footsteps were heard and seen in the upper rooms. So she's like, "There's no devil baby. It might be haunted though."
Like, trust me, the devil baby is the least of my problems.
Yeah.
The devil ghost baby, on the other hand, though. Now that's a real.
We got some issues upstairs. That one's not paying rent.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, if she had a devil baby, that could pay some bills, like old timey freak shows.
Yeah.
I love that for her.
So, I'm sure she's like, "Leave me alone."
I remember that same elementary school I was talking about. I was looking out the window, and what do I see? I see two people straight up fucking.
Really? While you were in school?
While I was in school, I remember, because the way the classroom
Who needs
was,
health class?
there
Yeah,
was,
right.
like,
Kids, look outside.
because we had a class pet. We had turtles and we had a hamster.
Uh-huh.
And so there was only two windows in the classroom, two like stacked up on each side. And they're on the side of the counter. I went to go wash my hands and I look out and I do a double take. I'm like, why are those two people on top of each other on the picnic table? And then we had an assistant teacher
So
there.
you're the one that saw it first.
Yeah, and I was just like looking, and the assistant teacher like came up behind me, and then she like just kind of scooted me out of the way, and she put her back to the window, and I guess like she walkied over to like all the other teachers to like board up the windows, and then and of course that made every kid want to see what was happening. But
Yeah.
I didn't snitch technically.
She got caught.
But you were a creepy little kid. You
Yeah,
weren't
I
trying to watch.
Yeah.
Maybe. I didn't know what was happening. It honestly, honest to God, looked like our principal, Miss
Really?
Rosa. Like, same colored hair, same, like, body build, like, same, like, this was an older Hispanic woman.
And it looked like an
It
older
looked
Hispanic.
exactly like her.
Damn, Miss Rosa getting it.
Getting it.
Good.
Tony, you ever have a teacher that you wanted to get it?
All right. So I asked this one teacher.
We had the same elementary school teachers. Is there any teacher that you had a particular
5th grade teacher.
5th grade, Miss Cardenas?
Miss Cardenas. I'd take Miss Cardenas. Bro, yeah. I'd make her fly. No, but there was her.
Oh my God.
Now that I think about it, and then what's it called? Because she was sassy, bro. I like that. I don't know why.
You like a nice, difficult woman?
I do like
Do
her
you?
tough, bro. It's stupid. It's stupid how all the women I've dated have been challenging. But damn, do I love the fucking challenge. I don't know why. I'm just that
You don't
guy.
want just like a nice, quiet girl that'll just lay down and
No.
take it.
I want smack me. Oh, god damn it. I'm in charge. And, just this kind of debate. But anyways.
Oh my God.
Well, he has that suffocation thing going for him. So
That's awesome. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That's awesome. But
where can girls hit you up?
I feel my rooster on Twitter.
There you go,
Bingo.
ladies.
Little girls, if you're nice and difficult, come holler at this man.
Give this boy some trouble.
He's a nice guy.
Oh my god. I told myself no more bad girls. No, but so there was this teacher, Miss Lyons. I asked her to prom. I asked her to homecoming. I asked her to marry me my senior year because I was like, it's legal. And
Did you tell her that? Was
yeah.
that part of your?
Yeah, that was part of the.
Cool.
I remember in between those, I always serenaded to her some Shakespeare. And she always
Was she into it?
no, she said Hamlet afterwards, which basically means I'd rather die. So I was like,
Whoa.
it's okay.
So
Man,
she wasn't
teachers
having
gotta
it.
go through some shit because you end up with a fucking creepy ass kid like Tony.
Honestly, though, I'm sure they left work every day feeling pretty.
She fell in mine. I gave her that.
My literature teacher used to tell us that in like
Man, your literature teacher used to put his dong on your desk.
not him. It was my
different
woman
one.
literature teacher.
She used to put her tits on your desk.
She put her lips on her desk. Just
Anyways, she used to tell us that in like I almost said parent teacher, in like the teacher's lounge, that they would literally be like, oh, you know who would be good together? This kid and that kid. I'm like,
that they would like pair kids up.
Yeah.
oh yeah, no, I heard that. A bunch of teachers just like to talk about who would look good together, like as a couple.
That's funny.
Wow.
Do you think any teacher's like that kid and me, and then everyone just turns to them?
Like, what?
We got to go ahead and keep an eye on her. Well, wasn't there a story that just came out like a few weeks ago of a teacher at Abbott Middle School here who was like having an affair with a bunch of kids?
Yeah, she was fucking some 13-year-olds.
Yeah, so
couple of boys.
Yeah, you should have gone to Abbott.
I should have gone to Abbott. God.
But she was the music teacher?
I don't know what teacher she was.
I think she was the music teacher.
She was just like
that.
a white girl. Like you could tell she's just like cookie cutter life, you know? She finally meets these thug boys here in Waukegan. Yeah. They give her a little
with the
problem.
rubber bands around their pants.
They give her some problems and she starts saying, "I poppy." And then, shit happens.
Me gusta los malos. But yeah, so I think some mom saw her text her son and she's like, "Why is this teacher messaging my kid?" So then they go confront her at the school or something like that, and she's like, "I'm not talking to this kid." She's like, "That's not my kid. That's my kid." And then they figure out like she's talking to a bunch of them and like sending them dirty pics and stuff like that.
Damn.
I wouldn't know how to act.
Multiple interactions with them.
Ooh, zooey mama. I wouldn't know how to act.
Neither would I if I was that 13-year-old boy. I would have been like, "Oh my god, these titties." I wouldn't.
I mean, she was like as basic of a white girl as you could think.
I don't care. It'd be the first time I'd be seeing titties
because 13.
13, yeah. I didn't see
What's
titties.
Are gross.
I didn't see titties till I was like
fucking read
14,
a book.
I think. 14, but that was porn, so I don't really.
So you don't count it?
I don't know. Do you count it?
Yeah.
Why are you looking at tits? Why didn't you just wait for me? I waited.
To look at tits?
Yeah.
To look at tits.
I waited till mine came in.
What, in third grade?
Hey, don't talk about it. I had it rough.
That's funny. But you said you've had a crush on your teachers before, right?
I've only had a handful of male teachers.
I wasn't talking about male teachers.
I was talking about all teachers.
No, I can think of maybe like 3.
I had no.
Do you remember Miss Peterson?
Yes.
I remember Miss Peterson.
Omar. There's a belt right there.
All right. Let's get into some more spooky shit.
Fucking.
Jam, did you say you have a spooky story or no?
No, I don't.
All right. Tony, do you want to tell your other story that you got?
Let's see.
This one was Babies in the Attic.
Yes, baby.
I saw this one on Twitter, like
that's what
on
I found
trending
it too.
but I never clicked on the thing.
I saw it like before it was trending. Ooh, I'm that kind of hipster. No.
The Twitter hipster.
So the police department in Detroit gets this anonymous letter, and it's saying, "Yo, check this attic in this place in this old funeral home that closed down 6 months ago."
Oh, I just heard the headline for this.
Yeah, there's some dead babies up there in the attic, and and the police were like thinking, it's Halloween, it's October, it's a practical joke. So they actually went.
Yeah.
And he was really what made the police more interested in this case was the fact that how descriptive he was and how well hidden the babies were.
Really? So was it typed?
No, it
written?
doesn't. It doesn't show the note. It just says, well, this story is literally October 13th, same time as the other baby.
I love that.
What did they say? How descriptive were they?
I mean, they were really descriptive. Like, people like the police department suggesting that it was someone who works in the mortuary. Is that how do you say?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
I think so. I think that's what it is.
But I know because my English is terrible.
In that
okay.
dead body
You're
place.
still learning.
I'm still learning. I learned numbers before I learned English. Just letting you know.
Numbers are the universal language.
Shut
Oh, he's not. I've never seen any Asian numbers.
I'm leaving.
Okay.
Hold on. Do that again, Jim.
I'm leaving.
That's bad. All right, we're done with the reverb.
So that's why they think it was someone who used to work there.
I'd imagine it'd be creepier if it wasn't someone who worked.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's people who like to go, kind of break into abandoned buildings because no one works there anymore, right?
No, I mean,
is it an active one?
No. It got closed down 6 months ago because they left bodies that were still embalmed, embalmed, like out in the open.
Really?
Some were rotting. Like there was just
How the hell?
terrible,
Can you give me the pink pillow?
terrible work.
Like, could you imagine? You're like, why haven't they buried Grandma?
Yeah.
Wait,
no,
this place is closed. How do you just leave bodies out?
Yeah, they just left up there. They were just that terrible. That's why they got closed down. And so now,
oh my God, that's so crazy. Just because the person who closed the mortuary, it's like, did I forget anything? Oh, the fucking dead bodies that I just left there.
Let's be real. They probably weren't looking for those people that were left behind.
Probably,
it's completely possible.
I mean, yeah, it could have just been like street people.
Or just old people that
everyone else they know is dead.
Literally.
But yeah, because I know there's people who like to break into like abandoned buildings and stuff. It happens in Waukegan a lot. They like go and they'll tag it up or just take pictures or shit like that. So it could have been someone who's and everything's in Detroit's abandoned.
Everything.
No one lives there anymore.
That's true.
No.
So maybe someone was trying to do the same thing there, and they're like, "Holy shit, there are babies in the attic." But they said they were hidden, right?
They were well hidden. So it wasn't just like, open the door. Oh my God, dead babies. It was
here, let me place this box of babies here.
Yeah, no, it was like, open it, take a turn, do this code, just.
What? Then it's definitely someone who worked there. Yeah. It has to be.
Yeah, and so now the question is, whose babies are these?
Yeah.
Because, well, they're going to have to look back at the records. Like I said, this is what?
It's a fresh story.
Yesterday.
You heard it here first.
Wait, so I don't know if you said this already, but what condition were those babies in?
I didn't really say.
Were they like mummified? Were they like fresh ass? Fresh ass?
It says there were just remains left of it. So these are like old babies.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sure it's like bones. That's crazy. Do you think, because if your baby dies, you're going to want your baby's remains.
Unless it was like they were low key like an abortion clinic too.
I don't know. It could have been, but I would imagine like they just had like scraps left over from someone's ashes. They're like, yeah, this is your baby.
Well, I mean, it's scary too because I forgot to mention this one part. The manager didn't even know whose babies those were. Like it was just like
how
it was like must have been before me because I never heard of any.
Yeah, I'm new here.
Yeah, I'm new here. I don't know what to do with these dead bodies, so I just left them out there.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, exactly. So he's not that innocent.
Yeah, that's why it's like that's all they have so far.
Wow.
In this case,
I want to know more about this.
Right? Yeah.
I guess we'll keep this story
We went
updated.
to Nellie. I don't know if Nellie listens to the show, but her sister Susie, who also I don't know if she listens to the show.
They're too pure.
Susie.
They're too pure.
They're she had a going away party because she was moving to China to teach English, and then we went to their church where they were having her going away party. Because we got attracted by tacos and we didn't know it was a church.
Originally, it was going to be at their house, but then it said it was going to rain. So they're like, let's do it at the church. You were going to continue with the story, Omar.
Yeah. Anyway. So when we got to the church, we're just like, oh, this is a funny looking church. And then we found out that used to be a mortuary.
Oh.
Yeah. So there is like big sinks and like everything you'd expect from
a mortuary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you could see,
and that's like the kitchen area now.
Yeah, you could
that's where they
see
made the tacos.
like the screws on the wall from where they used to hang up like the instruments that they'd use, and then they had this gigantic vent in the middle of the like room where they dissect the body. It was pretty interesting.
I know one girl who is a mortician now. Should we try to get her on the show to ask her some questions?
I'd be down.
I've touched the dead body.
But no, I know a girl who's legitimately she works at a funeral home. So it might be interesting if we talk to her and ask her some questions. Let's do that.
Yeah.
She better not be bland.
I'll reach out to her and then see if she can like call in and we can ask her some questions. Yeah. But you said you touched the dead body?
Well, I touched parts of dead bodies and then a dead baby. Yeah.
I was just kidding.
Yeah, no, you were right.
Like a human baby?
Yeah, like a human dead baby.
Should I ask?
I mean,
I'm going to ask how.
Okay, so I was in this pre-med program because this is when I wanted to go pre-med. And
why not post-med?
No, not because
I don't even know what that means.
Because I suck at chemistry.
No, why you gotta bring that up?
I don't know what the difference is.
Yeah, you stupid math. Stick to what you know.
All right, I'm over it. So I was in this program, and then they were just like, I went to this medical school and went to the the basement where they keep all the dead bodies.
The dead babies.
I mean, like, yeah, because they were just. I held a baby literally in my hand that was like it was aborted.
Oh, okay.
So it was just like I never seen. Like I was like, oh my god, it's so tiny, it's so cute. And then no one wanted
like, squish, squish.
like its eyes would pop out. Squeeze toy.
You put it in his pocket, saved it for later.
Yeah, no one wanted to touch it but me, so I was just like, oh, pussy.
Bare hands or gloves?
Gloves, of course.
Okay, I would assume.
Yeah, because it smelled like what's it called?
Formaldehyde.
Formaldehyde. Yeah, everywhere.
Okay.
It was just gnarly.
Was it a fresh baby or?
They didn't really say that. They just said, no, here's a baby.
They're like, who wants to touch it?
Who wants to touch it? And I was just
I'd
like,
touch it.
yeah. And then I touched the brain, I touched the bad lung, a good lung, stomach, just all
I
these
touch
body
my
parts.
tummy all the time.
Man, our brains feel weird, bro.
Do they?
Yeah,
I-
slimy.
I can't imagine how. Is it firm?
It's firm and slimy, and then you can feel the little like bumps in your head. Like,
Those brain wiggles.
those brain wiggles. Yeah, dude, those feel weird. Those fucking
Interesting.
I like that
trippy.
shit.
But that just stays in one piece, right?
Mm-hmm. And then I touched the lung, but the lung still had blood in it, so it was like really hard, like rock.
Really?
Yeah. So it was like
There's blood in lungs?
Yeah.
It's
so
not
like,
just
like,
sex of air.
Well, I mean, like,
That's what I thought it was.
no, I mean,
I know nothing about the
they-
human body. I don't even know where the clitoris is.
That's just a myth, by the way. I went to the bro, and they confirmed it. They showed me a vagina, and they were just like, "Yep, clitoris, it's a myth." Anyways, don't listen to Jill. She's a dude.
Yeah, there is actually no such thing as women. It's just all dudes.
It's just all dudes.
I'm gay now.
For you. But yeah, and so like the lung had like a little bit of hard blood, and that just felt hard. It was really weird. Lungs feel really weird.
I
bro.
gotta imagine. Like I'm so creeped out by blood. Like I'm so creeped out by blood and the idea of blood. This was when I was going to college a lot. I mean, of course, because I went to college. But anyway,
He went to art school.
Did you skip?
no,
Is that what you were trying
I
to get
never
at?
missed a single day of school.
What a good boy.
Bless you.
So precious.
I'd skip.
But no, because it was different story. Anyway, so I would listen to books on tape, and I was reading Dracula at the time. So I'm like, let me just hear another chapter while I'm here, and it was just a chapter talking about blood and drinking blood, and I was quaking in my car, like my knees were weak, and I couldn't press the gas or the brake.
Oh my
Like, I
god.
was like,
You're such a
I'm
little
having
baby.
one.
God.
I can't deal with blood, so I would never be able to do anything medical. Like I can't do needles, so I can't give shots. I can't draw blood, even if it's like a finger prick. Like I just don't like any of that
He
stuff.
doesn't want to cut the Uncle Bill cord when I have a baby.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't want to be on that side of the fence. You know, I would pass
I'm gonna
out.
chew through it.
I was about to say you should make someone bite through it.
Yeah, have you seen a birth? Could you handle a birth?
I've never seen it. I mean, like, I've seen videos of it, but like, I think there's a real big difference from watching a video than like the real thing.
Yeah, the thing is, I would be scared to like if I see the birth and like all that stuff. I feel like I would never be able to jump back into it because I would just have like war flashbacks to that. So I'd rather just not, you know.
I mean, like, if I saw that, I'd be like, man, she can handle me. At least, just like.
She could feel my rooster. So yeah, I can't handle blood.
Hey, that's what you meant, right? You didn't mean.
No.
You meant, okay, cool. We'll talk about it.
All right, do we have any more?
Man, I really need to get more bitches on this show. I can't-
We have one more. Or she gonna.
We're at 50 minutes. Do you want to tell your story, or do you want to save that for next week?
I'll tell it now.
Okay.
It's not a scary one though, but it is interesting. Activist claims Arkansas Sheriff's Office is dressing inmates in Nike shirts for their mugshots. An activist claims that inmates were being made to wear Nike shirts in their mugshots as the sheriff's office in the Union County of Arkansas on their defensive.
They just wanted them to be fresh to death.
Civil rights activist and writer Sean King posted photos of the 12 mugshots featuring inmates wearing the athletic apparel Markers brand, seemingly in reaction to the recent controversial marketing deal between Nike and former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick.
What? Are
And
they
here are
trying
the
to-
pictures.
Oh, that's the same shirt.
The same fucking shirt. So yeah, he's
I-
probably right.
I think he is dressing them up. I mean, there's worse things that you could wear during a mugshot.
Apparently
You've never been arrested, right? What would you wear if like? Because the thing is, if anyone there's like a whole page on Facebook where just for the Lake County mugshots, and if anyone knows anyone from there, they share that shit.
That shit
Really?
gets blasted.
Damn.
Yeah, 100%. So if you guys, this will be the segment for the show. What would be your mugshot, knowingly that they're gonna pass it around to everyone?
I'd pull the Bieber and just smile, just be like,
Yeah, you kind of just have to smile because you're like, well, this is fun.
But the thing about you, Jim, is I know you would cry and your makeup would be running.
No,
Would you
because I
still
wear
smile?
waterproof eyeliner, so my mascara would be down a little bit. So I'd have my eyes would say smile, but my mouth would be like a weird squiggle. My eyes would be like bloodshot.
What? Here's another question to it then. What would you be arrested for?
fucking in public.
You almost got- I mean, you got caught.
I almost got caught at fucking and at the Orange Line in Chicago.
Wait, I thought you were talking about the beach that you almost got caught.
There's also that one. See, I'm telling you, it's bound.
It just
It's with that 30-year-old woman. Remember?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
There wasn't any like crackheads next to you or nothing?
So like, I mean, so it was like the Orange Line, the Pulaski Orange Line, and we had just gone on this like Chicago date because she was from Mexico, and so I brought her over, and then we were just like, because we were getting it on at like the Disney store, like because we went downstairs.
Sir, you have to leave.
No, we went downstairs and there's this room that's it's just a closet. It's just like there's nothing in there. There's no point.
What if you found dead babies?
Oh my god, like that would be the biggest turn on. But yeah, we just started making out hardcore in there, and then of course I want like a classy man. I was like, let's fuck, and she was like, no.
Not in this sacred place.
Not in the Disney store. So
Walt Disney's looking at us.
so we leave that, and then we're in the mood again, but like at the parking lot. And so we just rough it in the car in the middle of the day, and a cop passes by.
Oh, really?
And so all you see is this minivan just shake, just like bam, bam, bam.
Oh my god!
And and
who sees the cop?
I do, because I'm on top, and then she's still going for it, and I'm like, calma. She only knows Spanish. She's like, calma, la poli, no me importa. I'm like, no.
You're like, you don't understand.
You don't understand. I'm not supposed to be here, you know, because I ditched work to go hang out with her.
Oh, okay. And
So I
then
was
they're like, wait, you got arrested when? I'm sorry.
Yeah, and so
Oh my gosh, by golly.
the cop passes by, and I stand still as I'm there.
Was it like how I would imagine, where it's like it just slowly cruises by?
It's so first, I was already on top of her, so I was keeping post. I was just like, look down, look down, and then I see this cop come by, and then I'm just like, spera.
Wait, and what point of undress were you at this point?
Oh, I was like pantsless, like pantsless,
just pantsless.
pantsless and shirtless. And, like,
You weren't cold?
I wasn't. Yeah, I was fucking
whole,
naked. Oh man, she was naked. We
was
were
out.
everything, like balls out, everything. Like, and so there was no way of me hiding this.
Yeah.
It was me like, yeah, we were just.
If you got caught, that's
working,
when it would
we're
have
just
been.
working out. I'm just doing push-ups on top of her. You know? But no, and then exactly as you picture it, the cop just passes by slowly, and then I'm just like sweating,
She's crying at the door.
sweat pouring, and then I'm over here freaking the fuck.
You're like, he's gonna come back.
Like,
He's gonna come.
I
He
know.
saw me.
Like, I got soft, bro. Like, that's how scared I was. I went soft. She was like, ¿Qué pasó? I'm like, es la policía. What the fuck you want me to do?
and she's like, no importa. You're like, la migra. She's like,
Oh my god, no, bro. And then the cop has to go loop around again. So, because it's like a parking lot. They go in and out. And the only exits on the
wait,
other
so were they on the street or in the parking lot?
In the parking lot.
They were in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even scarier.
And so, yeah. And so, he did
Is there windows on the side too?
Yes.
Is it one of those minivans that they have like the curtains, or is it like a new one with
it's
like
like
this?
It's like you're a full-fledged soccer mom band.
Oh.
Like it was like it's bad, bro. Like anyone who passed
Yeah.
by who just like looked in it and they could see me just bare naked.
The windows weren't even a little bit
Not
tinted.
even tinted. Nope, we couldn't afford tinted windows on this. We were just like, you know what? It's an ugly car. We want to do it on this one. So I was like, fuck. And the car passes by, and they leave. And then I get insanely horny, and I just go for it. I bust because we almost got caught, and that's also one of my other turn-ons, like
so
almost
funny.
getting caught. Like, it's just-
you went from 0 to like 101.
I literally just
This boy
the
went
hardest.
plus ultra.
He said Detroit is sming.
No, he said United States of Sming.
Yes. Oh my god!
You watched that My Hero Academia?
So I was like, I love all of this so much. I'm losing it, bro. Oh, I remember,
man.
dude, one time I did that to a girl, but it wasn't like I didn't say anything. I said Hadoken. 'Cause
Hadoken.
she got me a loot box,
Uh-huh.
and in there was like a Street Fighter Ryu headband.
Oh, okay.
So we were banging, right? And then out of
He
nowhere,
slips that on.
I slip it on, bro. I shit you not. I put it on. I'm like, Hadouken! To the top of my lungs, I scream as I bust. She kicks me out.
That's why.
And she sends me to the couch.
Yeah,
and
when me and Jam have been banging, she was in front, and then I just said Detroit Smash and punched her in the back of the head as hard as I could. You don't remember that, right?
There's a lot of things that I've blocked out in this relationship.
That never happened.
Never.
But that's where we're gonna end this show. Thanks for joining us for another spooky bucket.
This is spooky fuck bucket.
Yes. It's spooky as fuck. All right. My name's Omar. You can find me on Instagram at _the_shark_boy and on Twitter as well.
My name is Tony. You can find me at Feel My Rooster on Twitter. Boop.
Ladies.
Yes.
He's so horny. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at really_cool. I'm debating on starting to post more on Instagram because I have.
You should. You haven't posted in like
Yeah, and I
months.
have like a good quality camera phone, so it's like, why not? But it's because sometimes
Yeah.
I'm a little ugly.
Just, I mean, people
You're
start.
not supposed to agree.
No, I agree that I feel like I'm also ugly.
You should post more though. You got a good amount of followers that I haven't seen from you in a while. Follow her so she can be more encouraged to post. And if you do like the show, thanks for joining us, Tony. Even though it was the bare bones episode, this was
You said
such a fun episode to
You
do.
said this was going to be like 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
I thought it was.
What are
It's
we
an
at
hour.
now?
An hour.
We're at a full hour.
Nice.
This was a very fun episode. But if you guys like the show as well,
Ivan,
make sure to
I
share
hope
that
you're
with your
out
friends.
there slamming that puss.
Yeah, I was filming a short film this morning. I sent Ivan a picture, and then he's like, "I thought you were filming all day, so I made plans." I'm like, Ivan, I didn't cancel the show. So that's why Ivan's not here. He's doing that Detroit Smang.
He's doing that Waukegan sming.
He's doing that Waukegan Smash.
Waukegan Smash.
But if you guys had fun and like the show, make sure to share it with your friends, and that actually helps us out tremendously. And if you guys are on iTunes, make sure to give it a 5-star rating. We have a few of those, so we really appreciate that. And we will see you guys next week at the Spit Bucket.